Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakudash, and I want to say Shalom to Akmanakwath out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's titled, The People of the World Are Ignorant Fools. All right, the people of the world are ignorant fools. And prior warning, I got this little handheld mic. It may or may not die. I usually get about 2 or 3 lessons out of it. It's been in the car, so if it dies, the rest of the audio won't be as quite great sounding, but it should work just fine, right? You'll just hear a little bit more background noise. So yeah, man. This title, not this title, but this lesson came to me from a Reddit post. Now, I've seen this occurrence, a situation before. I never really did anything with it, but some of you brothers and sisters might be familiar with it. It's dealing with this lady, Gabriela Jimenez. It says in 2009, 21-year-old Gabriela Rico Jimenez was filmed after claiming she had attended an exclusive elite party. She vanished that night and has never been seen again. Did she know or see too much? And I'm going to go ahead and play the video for you. Basically, allegedly, she went to one of these celebrity parties, elite parties, and they're eating humans. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go back. Let me turn the volume up. Here you go. ¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos! ¡Fuera la carne humana! Alright, and there's more to the video and stuff, like, and a lot of people try to discredit her or say that she was crazy or that she was in psychosis or, some people probably say that she's always under the influence or something. But no, all right, knowing what actually goes on in the world and knowing that this is actually the type of shit that happens, no. All right, she was more than likely truthful, and she disappeared after that. Now people say, oh, well, she was in psychosis. She could have just disappeared for whatever reason. She could have just how do I want to say it? Deleted herself, right? Some people could say that. Well, yeah, wouldn't they usually, found the remains? So it just doesn't add up. And I want to, I was reading some of the comments, and that's where the title came to me. The people of the world are ignorant fools, man. They're ignorant. Now, what does ignorant mean? All right, off the bat, let's go ahead and get that definition. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Come on now. Look up, translate, look up. Ignorant. Lacking knowledge or awareness in general. Uneducated or unsophisticated. All right. It can mean uneducated or to mean without knowledge. All right. You are without the knowledge of the stuff that's actually going on. All right. The people of the world are ignorant. They have no idea about a lot of these people still, most people do, but there's a lot of these people that don't know about still trying to deny elites. All right, still trying to deny that any of these Hollywood sex parties happen. Still trying to deny that all of Hollywood, all their famous actors are fucking kids or killing them or doing something weird, some type of sacrifice or weird witchcraft ritual or a humiliation ritual or they themselves getting popped, right? They say, oh, no, that's not the case. I mean, it happens sometimes, but no, that's your in, man. That's how they get you in. All right. So the people of the world are ignorant fools. They are unlearned. They are not in the know of what is going on in the world. Okay. They're in the world, yet they don't understand the world. We're not in the world. Okay. But we understand how the world works. They're in the world and they don't understand it. But see, that's the type of stuff that keeps you in the world is when you don't understand about what's really going on in the world. Right. So I want to get some of the comments, and I disliked some of the ones that I wanted to touch on. So let this whole thing load, Lord willing. Now it says 9 hours ago, it says this whole thing was debunked by Scare Theater on YouTube 2 years ago. She was never a model and was just some random woman having a psychotic break. He even found a recent photo of her to prove that she is alive. And I'd have to go and watch that to go and see if that's the case. Because a lot of time it's just people debunking shit and they're like, see, this is a recent photo of her. And that's just some photo that's been put out that's not really even her. It just looks kind of like her. And, or they'll doctor an image up. And has anybody seen of her? Has she made a video? Has anybody actually talked to this woman? Or is it just an image? Okay. Because that's the type of shit they'll do. You know, again, they're not going to be stupid with it, right? They're going to try to cover their asses up to the point where only people that will see something wrong with it are going to be the people that are conspiracy theorists, right? That's what they call us, conspiracy theorists. It says now, and this is the type of stuff that they try to push. It says, I swear conspiracy theorists and shit like this are just distractions, and people eat it up because it's much more simple to think the world's elite have a pedophilia and cannibalism world order than understand the nuances of people, society, and politics. People are greedy as fuck, and the elite are powerful and sociopaths, but nothing is just black and white. See, the thing is, I'm glad, call all Yahal Shemi Al we got this guy, because these are the type of people I'm talking about with ignorant. They say, yeah, sure, yeah, they're not great people, whatever. But to say that all these people are just pedophiles and cannibals and part of this, hey, congratulations, buddy, round of applause, because you fucking ate the bait. All right, they threw out that worm in the water and you ate it. Okay, they try to cover their ass up. All right, and the only people are going to be that are in this truth that are really going to get the know. All right, you don't think that this is happening on a mass scale? No, I don't think it's happening on a mass scale. All right, then why do issues keep on popping up every few years? Those are the only ones you think. Those are just all of them? No, those are the ones that slipped through the fucking cracks, man. Those are the ones that fucked up. What about all the ones that didn't? What about all the ones that we don't know about? Huh? And look at Diddy, all the shit that he did, and he's getting off. You don't think he had some help with that? You don't think, look at the Epstein list. You don't think there's a reason that that's not coming out? All right. Well, now it's just a conspiracy theory, even though for years it was a real thing. Now it never existed, right? According to Trump, it's always been a conspiracy. It's a lie. All right. It's some Democrat bullshit. All right, and never. And then when it was the Democrats, it was some Republican bullshit that made no. So nobody wants that out. Why does nobody, red or blue, want that fucking list out? You ask yourself, because they're all on it, right? They're all on it. It says rant over. Oh no, it says what I don't understand is why so many people see psychotic episodes or schizophrenics ranting on YouTube or TikTok and start sounding like they're mentally ill too. My friend and I used to laugh at crazy people's moon landing conspiracies on YouTube 15 years ago, and now that's the least insane conspiracy I've heard my friends and family spewing. Well, that's a conspiracy. No, because it didn't happen. It didn't happen again, and you believe that. You believe everything, man. It's great. You're a great slave. You're a great slave because you believe everything. Keep doing what you're doing because you're really helping Esau out. It says it didn't word it well. I didn't word it well, but I'm not saying anything specific. The internet is full of bullshit and is built to capitalize on our tiny attention spans. I'm sick of hearing about horrible stuff that may or may not be true and getting overwhelmed with TikToks and videos about people telling me about the craziest shit that doesn't even matter to me. See, it doesn't matter to them. These are the people, they could be fucking little kids and they won't care because it doesn't matter to them. If someone's fucking a kid, what does that mean to me? I still go to work. I go home, and at the end of the day, what does it matter if the world's wicked? So, these are the type of people, and this is why the world's gotten to the state that it's gotten. Complacence, all right? Complacence. And it's all through Yahal Shemi Al that he's made the people complacent. And it's funny because it's only, I've talked about it with my wife and I've talked about it with people. It's only, sheerly, it's the work of the Lord to make people this complacent. Because people in other countries are not this complacent. All right. They're complacent to a level, but no one's more complacent. Look that term up if you're confused on what that means. No one is more complacent than the American. Okay. You can do anything, and the American will just sit idly by doing nothing. They'll never criticize or critique it hardly. And if they do, they might critique it a little bit or criticize, but they'll never really do anything about it. The most they'll ever do is march with a sign that says, stop this. This has got to stop. It ends now. And then they won't do anything about it. They'll never try to take people out of power or do anything like that. But that's all because the Lord has it set up to where people aren't to do that because He has the people in power who He wants in power, right? But it's just funny to me, man. It's just funny to me. It says, of course, I hate all these terrible things people maybe probably do, but I'm worried about surviving and stuff that actually matters and can be changed by me. Eat the rich. Muted. Eat the rich, you say. Eat the rich, but don't do anything about the rich because it doesn't matter to you. But it does matter to you, but it doesn't. The people of the world are ignorant fools. All right, and call all Yahweh Meow Shy for that example because I couldn't have asked for a better one. All right, it says the moment she said that they smell like human flesh, I was like, yeah, she's having an episode. Right. Um, here's another one. One of my relatives with dementia claimed that he fought in Vietnam in an elite program to get Simon Cowell child brides. The guilt ate him up inside, and he would phone and tell the police. He was never a soldier, and he never left the country. And Simon Cowell had not even been born at the time. A psychotic break as well, a psychotic break. And there's other ones I've liked, I think, throughout here. It says, and people are like, oh, she was talking about Mickey Mouse, and I was saying that, oh, Mickey Mouse was killed by the party attendees. It makes you think about her mental health. And someone says Spanish speakers say that she was saying that the hospital staff was asking her if they also killed Mickey Mouse too, implying that she wasn't being listened to when she tried reporting it. But they'll say, no, she was talking about Mickey Mouse, and oh, Mickey Mouse, they killed Mickey Mouse. No, she was saying the hospital staff said, oh yeah, oh what did they kill Mickey Mouse too? Ha! Basically, writing her off that she was crazy. And then she disappeared. But they found one photo of her. That's great. Guess nothing happened. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happened, right? So let me grab a drink and I'm gonna grab some scriptures and then we'll close out. I got 4 of them here. Bear with me. Let's see here. Proverbs 1 and verse 7. All right, and this shows you that look, man, if you're not in this truth, you're not gonna understand things of the world or in this truth. You're damn sure not going to be able to understand things in this truth, but you're not going to even understand the things in the world. Okay. They're going to be outside of your mind. Okay. Outside of your reach. You're going to think, oh, it sounds crazy. Yeah. It does sound crazy when you hear about small hat people running underground tunnels with carriages that have baby's blood on it. But guess what? That was a real thing that happened. You can look that up, and it was happening under a synagogue. Okay. It does sound crazy that the government would take and take random black people from prison and inject them with syphilis just to see how it would react. But it's something that really happened. It does sound crazy that they would take people and feed them absorb amounts of dope, all right, and psychedelic drugs to see how it works on their psyche and if they can be capable to be brain controlled. But it's called MK Ultra, and for a long time that was something that was considered a fucking conspiracy theory, but it's declassified now, and it's something that really happened. Okay, for a long time, it sounded crazy that certain Hollywood sex parties were happening out there, but now you have more people talking about it, and it's something that really happened. Okay, so or the global elite. A lot of people didn't believe in the global elite 15, 20 years ago, but now almost everybody believes in a global elite. All right, people don't believe that global elite are doing a whole bunch of evil and bad things, but guess what? In a couple years, people are going to start to be like, okay, all these people that are in rulerships, they're all evil people. Not just, oh, they're bad people. Not just, oh, they're greedy. Oh, not just that they're rich, but they're the same people that are eating people, that are killing kids, that are raping kids, that are doing weird witchcraft rituals, that are doing weird sexual shit. They got to pop you in the ass before you get famous. And they have little favors to ask of you when you are famous in order to keep your fame. Or else you'll fall off, disappear, or any of those different types of situations. Give it a couple years time. Well, if we had a couple years, we're almost out of here. But if we had a couple years, give it a couple years times and stuff of that. Like, oh, did you know? Did you hear about some of these elites are actually eating kids? Oh, well, that's crazy. What about all the times we told you that shit like that happens? But you said no, no, no. That's crazy work. No one would ever do that, right? Wait until more shit starts to come out. All right, because the Bible says nothing that is done in secret shall not be made manifest. So it shall be, and that means made known. Manifest means to make known. So these things are going to be made known. But these people of the world, they don't have it because they don't understand this truth. They don't fear the Lord, so they don't have the truth. So they don't have the knowledge of both spiritual things and worldly things. Proverbs 1 and 7, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. Okay? There's another scripture that I'll quote. It says, If I told you worldly things and you believe me not, how much more so if I told you spiritual things? And if a brother wants, they can put it down on the comment board. All right, roughly paraphrasing. So if you're not going to even believe, and I believe that was a quote from Yahushua, all right, the Son, who the world England calls Jesus Christ. And so, and we come in a like manner. Well, we don't come in a like manner. We try to be in that similar spirit to Yahushua. We try to, walk as according to him, as how he was and how he lived as best of our ability. So, in the same light that the Lord's teaching, through His Son, through us. Um, if we tell you some world stuff that's in the world and you don't believe us, how much are you going to believe us if we tell you spiritual things? You don't even believe the things in the world that we tell you about this cannibalism and this homosexuality that's happening. You don't believe that's the case. So if we tell you that the Most High and His Son are black, oh, you're not going to believe us then, or that He's coming back and He's going to destroy all the heathens. You're not going to believe that. You can't even believe that there's a weird child shit going on in Hollywood. You can't even, or there's Hollywood sex parties. You can't even believe that. So you're not going to believe anything spiritual if you won't even believe that. Right? You're bugged out to the extreme. You don't know what's going on, man. You got to be told what to believe. But when we tell you, hey, this is how it is, you don't like that. You need to be told by Daddy Esau, hey, that's not the way. This is the way you need to think. And it's in everything, man. And Esau has really put together through the Most High, and I got to give credit to the Most High because it's not Esau wouldn't be able to do it without the Most High. The deception, all right, the deceived and the deceiver are his, right? And the Lord set up Esau as the deceiver. Really, Esau is a fantastic deceiver, man. He's made it to where it's in your music, it's in your movies, all right? It's in your TV shows, it's in your books, it's in your video games, right? It's in everything, all right? Your news articles, your social media. And they tell you subconsciously what to believe and what not to believe. Oh, this is true, this is true, this is true. So when it goes out, then you people really believe the earth is 4.8 billion years old, right? And why? Nothing more than a white man that says he studied it told you that that's the case, right? He told you that, so you believe it, right? And they've taught you in school, and you grew up believing that, so you believe it because they taught you it in school that it's that old. And then you grew up and you heard about that it's that old. And then if you look in a history book, it says that. So, whoever got a hold of history is able to really control the whole world. All right. There's a quote that says, "He who controls history controls the past." Right? Or he who controls the present controls the past, right? Because you can make the past say whatever, right? You could say, "Oh no, this is how the history book was. This book was published in the 1800s. The book was really published in 1940, right?" Or you can say, "Oh, it's 1600s we found this book. Book was really made in 1970." All right, they just made it look old. They can make props, all right, and they can retrograde image, all right, to make it look older. You not realize that? And with all the rampant AI now, people, oh, you can tell AI. You can tell AI with the AI that we use. You think they don't have a very specialized version that only they have, where they can make shit that's so damn convincing? You'd be a fool to think no. You'd be a fool to think no. So let's get Proverbs 18:2. And you are a fool. All right? That's the whole topic of the lesson, is that you are a fool. Proverbs 18:2, it says, "A fool hath no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself." There you go. So you don't have any delight in understanding. All right, you want to you want to discover yourself. You want to discover the knowledge that you know. You want to say, "I think that that's wrong." Oh, I found out that this is wrong. Not that you want to find out the truth. You want to be justified in your wrongness, man. Okay? So you don't have any delight. Like it says, a fool hath no delight in understanding. You don't have any delight. You don't have any joy in understanding. As a matter of fact, you have the opposite of that. You have disgust and hatred in understanding. When somebody tries to impart to you wisdom or knowledge, you say, that's hateful. I don't like that. That's a conspiracy theory. That's bugged out. That's wrong. That's not factual. That's not scientifically accurate. That's not historical. No, that wasn't the case. That's not what Esau told me. That's not what Esau told me. Right? That's what you sound like. No, that's not what the white man told me. That's not what the white man told me. Well, did you know that's not what the white man told me? That's not what I heard from the white man. When I looked in the white man's book told me that the white man said this about the white man. So that's what the white man said about the white man. So I believe the white man, being a white man myself, about the white man. It's like, well, don't you know that's a lie? Nope, nope, nope. The white man would never lie to me. Why? What? And here's something you hear with these ignorant people. What would they serve to gain from lying about history? The whole world, control, power, people, money, right? Exorbitant wealth, control. power, wealth, money, right? Over and over and over again. That's what they could fucking seek to gain. Everything. They could seek to gain everything from it, man. But you're dumb. You're ignorant. You're not wise to that. It's because the Lord hasn't imparted you knowledge. So you don't know nothing. Nothing spiritual and nothing world. You're just going day to day. All right? Just fucking playing with yourself. All right? Oh, I'm living my life. Isn't it a great world? If you ever hear somebody say, isn't this a great life? Isn't this a great world? They don't know what the fuck's going on. No, not really. No. All right? No, it's not that great. It's okay. Okay, depending on what you got going on, but us in this truth, all right, no, all right, once you're in this truth, man, you lose a lot of things, man. You say, oh, maybe that's the Lord. No, that's the Lord testing us, man. That's the Lord testing us to see if we're really in it or if we're not in it. Okay, we get in this truth, you're sick all the goddamn time, your money issues, right? And sometimes your money's better, sometimes your health is better, sometimes your health is worse, sometimes your money's better, sometimes your health is better, sometimes your money's worse, right? Or you got other demonic plagues going on with the mind. Shit going on, man. Feeling sick all the damn time. All right, I already mentioned that one. All right. Hell, I didn't feel good today. I still don't feel great now, man. I'm about to try to, Lord willing, get some food in me. Hope that helps. But fuck, man, it's just this society. We don't have anything in the society that is worth, staying here for, right? There's nothing. We don't want nothing that would make us under the disillusion or the illusion that it's worth staying here for, because it's not. All right, it's not. So Romans 13:11, and it reads, all right, and this is for these last two scriptures, I believe, like these last two ones. Yeah, these last two are for people that's in this truth, right? So this is why we got to be, awake. Romans 13:11, and that knowing. Yeah, we'll start with just 11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. We're so close to the end, man. You cannot be in this mindset thinking, oh, no, it's no. They ain't no elites ever ate nobody. No, they never did nothing with no kids or nothing. All right, man, okay. Go, man. You're deeper asleep than in the bed, man. You're in a deep sleep. You're in a cryo chamber sleep. They froze your ass and put you into the deep chamber, man. You're deep sleep, man. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. But hey, man, if you want to stay like that, you go right ahead, man. But when it's your ass, don't come running and crying. Wait, they were right. We believe you now. Nope. Nope. So it's just like the same thing with faith, roughly paraphrasing. Blessed are you, for you have believed and not seen. Okay, it's the same way. Now that Esau told you, oh, you can believe it, or something slipped out in the news, then you'll believe. No, I believe it now. Well, you didn't believe it when we were telling you about it. And here's the thing with this truth is that Esau's never going to let it go mainstream and blow up to the point where they'd allow it to go like that. They'll demonize it, but it'll never be the point where say, oh yeah, they're right about some things. No. So you're never going to get to that point where, oh, I believe it now. No, you're never going to believe it. You're never going to believe it. Okay. And then when you try to believe it because it's come to the end and you're like, maybe they were right, it's going to be too late. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 6, and we're going to close out. It says, in verse 5, it says, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For Yahweh hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. And that's, eternally in the future. Okay, but right now, you don't want to go through that death, because it's not going to be like a regular death in the world. Oh, it's going to be bad, man. You're gonna really go through it. But these people in the world are ignorant fools. They don't know nothing about nothing, man. They can't tell up from down. These are the same people scriptures like woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. These people are upside down. Okay, they call all the bad things good, all the good things bad, all the things on the right left, all the things on the left right. right? They're calling women men, men women, all right? They're bugged out. They don't know what's going on, all right? And that part's not in the scriptures, by the way, the last part. But everything's upside down. It's opposite, right? The part about, women, men, and men, women, and women, men. I added that part, not to add on to the scriptures, but I'm just saying that's how they do it. The other parts are in, bitter for sweet, sweet for bitter, light for darkness, and dark for light, but good for evil and evil for good. That's not the exact order, but that's what's in the scripture. But they're calling women men, men women. All right, they're calling all these different things, man. They're calling all these different things. If it's one way, they're calling whatever they say. It's the opposite of. All right, if they say it's green, you better believe it's pink. Okay, if they're saying it's yellow, you better believe it's purple. Right, and that's just the way it goes, man. That's just how they are. They're bugged out. They don't know. They don't know. They don't have the ability to discern and to divide, rightfully divide anything, let alone this truth. Okay, they don't know what's going on. They're ignorant. All right, and ignorant means unlearned, not in the know. They're not in the know. They have no idea what's going on, and they're gonna stay that way until they're all dead. So, wait. Now's the time to wake up, man. Now's the time to wake up. So I'm gonna close out with that. Short a little lesson today, Lord, and what was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Shem Yahushai, Shem Makakadash. I want to say shalom, you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till the next one, Lord willing. Shalom.